Okay, so as important as it is to find a job, it is also equally important to take care of ourselves and more specifically, our health. Opioid addiction has been a problematic issue, but the California Medicaid Assisted Program is looking to change that. And here to tell us more is Marlise Perez. She is the Department of Healthcare Services Substance Use Disorder Compliance Division Chief. So big welcome to you. Nice big title, I have to say. Yes. Okay, but this is a very serious topic and one that has been a big focus for quite some time. But help our viewers understand, though, first, what are opioids? And is addiction to opioids considered to be an actual disease?
Yeah, so there's different types of opioids. There's opioids that individuals can get from their primary care physician, maybe for pain. There's also illicit opioids like heroin and fentanyl. So there are different types. Unfortunately, what a lot of folks don't know is that you can become addicted to any of those types of opioids within 3 to 5 days of using them.
Wow.
Yes. So
that's such a short turnaround. My goodness, I had no idea. Okay, and then clearly it's easy to understand why this is becoming such a problem. Okay, so when it comes to opioids, though, there is a term called opioid use disorder. Can you explain what that is? Because it's having quite a big impact on the United States and California in general, correct?
Definitely. Yeah. So unfortunately, there are about 130 Americans die each day from opioids. And so individuals, when they're using opioids, not everyone is going to have an addiction. I just want to be clear about that. And there is a need for opioids for folks for pain. But they really need to be cautious and know the risks and be prepared. And some individuals become addicted to them, and that's an opioid use disorder.
Okay, and is that considered a disease?
Yes, so it is. All substance use disorders are basically a brain disease. It's a chronic relapsing disease, but there is treatment for it and medications to help.
Okay, and so let's talk about that treatment, though, because there's stigmas out there, and I imagine they do impact the ability for people to seek treatment.
Yes, unfortunately, only about 10% of folks that have a substance use disorder actually receive treatment for it because of stigma. Folks are full of shame. They're afraid to talk to individuals that they have this disease, and a lot of people don't know what to do about it.
Okay, so tell us about MAT, M-A-T. What exactly is that?
Yeah, so for an individual with an opioid use disorder, there are medications. They're evidence-based. They're proven to be effective. And basically what they do is the damage that has been done in the brain with the opioid, it normalizes that without giving the individual a high.
Oh, wow. Okay, so when someone has an addiction and they continue to abuse these substances, then there actually is physical damage happening to the brain.
Correct.
Okay, and is that possibly why it's classified, too, as a disease because of that type of impact, I guess?
Yeah, and it's a disease that can be treated. Unfortunately, it is a chronic relapsing disease.
Yeah.
So it's going to be something that the individual has their whole life, but it is manageable.
Okay, and they have to maintain it. So
yes.
Let's talk about that treatment, though. How readily available is it?
Yeah, so in California, we've been making a lot of efforts to increase access to not only medication-assisted treatment, but for substance use disorders in general. Any individual with Medi-Cal can get access to treatment. But also private insurances and other insurance types have been, providing more insurance coverage for substance use disorder and for opioids.
Okay, and tell us a little more, too, about how the Department of Healthcare Services is really trying to take on this opioid crisis, this epidemic, if you will.
Yes, so the Department of Healthcare Services has received a federal grant in about $260 million. So we're putting it towards efforts for preventing new starts, treating individuals with an opioid use disorder, and then recovery support as well.
Okay, and for our viewers, because like I said, I know that this is a topic that's been around for some time, and you had mentioned there's stigma surrounding it, so we really need to encourage people to kind of step forward and try to, I guess in my opinion, either be able to help those that they feel are having an issue, or if they feel they have an issue, have that courage to seek the treatment that we just talked about. So if they're in that position, what do you suggest they do? Is there more resources? Can they go somewhere for more information?
Yeah, so we've kicked off a big campaign in California. It's called Choose Change California, because we want to hit against the stigma and help it be easier for an individual to step forward and say, I need some help.
Absolutely.
And so we have a website, it's choosemat.org, and individuals or family members can go there and see what treatment is available, not just for opioids, but also maybe for methamphetamines or alcohol or other drugs, but to take that first step to get help.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate all your effort to help take on this issue and find resources and help for those that are suffering at the moment.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.